Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today is week 14, and I'd like to share with you about the impression of increase. You know, increase is another one of the laws of creation, the laws of the universe. And the law of increase is about leaving everyone better off. And by everyone, I mean yourself as well. You know, when we offer increase, we are empowering somebody else. You know, an increase, it might be an offering of a gift or of money, but it can be as simple as being courteous. It could be as simple as smiling to a stranger as we go down the street. Increase is about you being in that state of increase, that state of appreciation and love. You know, I feel like increase is telling the universe, all of creation, that you've got enough. Now, enough, remembering that everything comes from within, is about feeling enough in yourself. It's about love. All of creation is love. You know, when we get down to the nitty-gritty of it, everything is created from love. So as we share love with other people through offering service, through, you know, sharing our value, through smiling, through buying them a coffee, whatever it might be, we are helping somebody to feel better off, and in the process we are feeling better off. Increase is part of nature. It's natural. You know, the trees increase, the fruit increases. Every plant in existence grows seeds and reproduces itself in abundance. Every animal, you know, reproduces itself. A stressed tree will actually fruit and throw seeds, as will anything, like a weed even. You know, how many times have you tried to kill a weed, and as soon as you take action on that weed, it throws out a whole stack of extra seeds before it dies? Farmers do this to crops. I used to be a cereal farmer, you know, and right before or right as the crop was almost ripe, you know, the crop was sprayed with something to get it to die at the same time, and so it dries out at the same time for the harvest. But also, once that plant becomes stressed because of what's been put on the crop, it throws out more seed, so the farmers get a higher yield. So increase is part of nature, and to give comes from plenty. You know, people who are in lack generally don't give. If you're feeling lack, you tend to contract and you hold on to whatever you've got. So when you give, whether that's as simple as some love, some appreciation, a smile, or whatever it might be, you're telling the universe you're abundant. Now, also, increase is about collaboration. And collaboration is about unity. It's about coming together and as one to support each other, to enrich each other. And it is each other. You know, we cannot give to another in any way at all without giving to ourselves first. When we give love to somebody, we're actually filling our own being with love and then emanating that love. So to offer increase to someone is empowering, not just for me, but for everybody that I interact with. When we offer increase, the people who are on the receiving end, you know, even a smile. You know, how many times have you gone into the supermarket and smiled at the checkout lady? You know, a lot of times we've got self-serve now, but, you know, there's still plenty of checkouts here in Australia that have got someone there, sitting there, putting your groceries through or scanning your items, whatever they might be. When we can smile at that person, when we can be courteous, when we can be thankful, when we can laugh and play with them, we lighten up their day. They give us extra good service. We don't do it to get, we do it to give. The getting comes natural. So increase enriches all lives. It creates flow. You know, energy, everything is energy. So when we give to another, whether that's a smile, whether it's a compliment, whether it's something physical, we're actually giving them energy. You know, this glass of water is all energy. The glass is water. The glass is energy. The water is energy. When I give, I'm transferring energy to another. And as the energy flows through into my world, I increase, they increase. And it keeps the world circulating. It stops things from stagnating. It stops contraction. We create this ever delicious flow of expansion that everyone benefits from. We all know that giving feels good. So I'm constantly looking for ways that I serve. And, you know, I love to serve. I am so passionate about who I know that I am, and therefore who you are, because you're an extension of me. I know how powerful you are. And for me to share this knowledge that I've got, and hopefully you put it to work in your life, then it's a sharing of energy through words, through understanding, through action. We see increase in absolutely every successful business or venture. People don't become successful in anything, in any field, unless they offer increase. You know, we can go to the supermarket and we buy our groceries. It's an exchange, but it's increase. You know, we increase what's in our pantry. We receive energy through all that we buy. We give energy. We offer increase in abundance to that store when we pay them. There's also an increase at the checkout. You know, the interaction, the relationship between person to person. So increase is going on everywhere. Good teachers offer real increase to their students. And it's not just about the transference of the knowledge, it's about how it's transferred, and we'll get to that in a minute. You know, the stores offer increase both with their goods, but also with their service. You know, we all know that we'll go back to a place where we receive friendly service because we feel good in the store, because that store might be a single person in that store that usually serves us, offers service. She always has a smile on her face. That smile is infectious. It makes us all feel good. You know, we go in there and we're given great service. That empowers us. We feel like we are worthy or that we're someone special because we receive good service. That affects our self-image. We feel better, so we go out of the store with a smile on our face. You know, we might tip the bus driver, we might, you know, offer a smile to more people outside, we might recommend the store. This is all increase. But it's happening in every single moment, whether it's in a store or whether it's just person to person. We can meet someone, if we're in a bad frequency, we're not offering them increase. So it's up to me to do the work on myself every single morning so that I can be the best version of myself, so that I can offer increase into my world, into everybody, towards everybody, through everybody that I meet. When we see the good in others, tell them. You know, thank the girl at the checkout for her wonderful service. Tell her how amazing she looks today or how happy she is. You know, but be genuine. Don't say words just for the sake of saying words, because that's not increase. Increase comes from integrity. So when we empower somebody, we're actually building their self-image. Now, you know, I've spoken about self-image. We cannot outperform our self-image. Because our whole world emanates from who we are, our own self-image is important. So when we offer increase to others, we are building their self-image. And it could be just a smile. But if I smile at somebody and it lifts their energy a little bit, they feel a bit better. They're now, because of their raised frequency, seeing their world through a different perspective. And I've offered them increase. And because they're seeing their world through a different perspective, they're going to see things a little bit more deliciously. And then they react or act, respond in their world in a different way, because their self-image has been improved. As they raise their frequency, they change their self-image. You cannot be in a high frequency and think of yourself in a bad way. You just can't. When you're in a high frequency, you love everything that you've come across, even yourself. So increase comes to us through frequency. You know, it might represent words, you might be an action, a smile. But even though we see the smile on somebody's lips, we actually feel the energy before we see the smile. It's only a millisecond. They come hand in hand. When we offer appreciation to somebody, they feel the genuineness of it or not. So increase must come from integrity. We must be in our presence, in our truth, in love, to be able to share increase. Otherwise, they're empty words and people will feel your frequency, not respond to the words. Now, in saying that, I know when I smile, it immediately lifts my energy. Because I have practiced smiling for so long, and probably all of you have as well, the body has attached a certain frequency to the habit of the smile. So a genuine smile is attached to a genuine frequency. And once something like this becomes a habit, the feeling and the action come so close together that it's automatic, that it's hard to tell which one comes first. But I know that when I smile, I feel fabulous. And I don't need a reason to smile. But the smile comes from a thought first. I think, smile. I might look in the mirror and put a smile on my face, but there's a subtle thought behind that. Which brings me to the fact that everything originates with our thinking. First, we have a thought. When that thought is sustained, according to Abraham, for 17 seconds, and I've never actually timed this, but once you maintain a thought for just a short amount of time, feeling is attached to it. So you might think how fabulous you are, or what a wonderful day you had, and you feel incredible because you are thinking, recalling your day. And it works the other way as well. You can, excuse me, think about all the things that have gone wrong, if you want to label them as wrong. You can look at all the things that you dislike about yourself or about someone else, and you can feel pretty crappy real quick. Our thoughts are the seed of all creation. So it's important to think in the way of increase, which isn't only towards others, but it's towards yourself. Don't think negative things about yourself. Anything that you've got to say about yourself that's negative comes from your old programming. It's not true, and you know it's not true because it feels bad. It feels bad because your true self, your pure, infinite self, that non-physical part of you, is all about love. It sees you through the eyes of love. It's offering us increase every single moment. When we are denying it through negative thoughts, through thoughts of not good enough, of lack, of fear, we are denying the love that is our truth. That's why it feels bad. And it's always about a thought. Whenever we are faced with something that brings up fear in us, it's because of the thought we've had about that thing. Always. Our inner being isn't fearful, ever. We cannot ever separate from our inner being. We can close ourselves down, constrict the amount of love and flow that we receive from our non-physical self by our thoughts. Only our thoughts. So thoughts lead to feeling, which is our frequency. We notice our emotion, which is the indication of our frequency. And our frequency instigates action. So we must think increase to be able to offer increase. And we have to think it genuinely, not from a place, I'm doing this so that I can get something out of it. Because if you're doing that, you're coming from a place of lack, not from alignment. Every single day, I ask myself, how can I be more me? How can I be more love? How can I add more value to my world today. This is increase. When I can become more myself, more loving towards myself, I naturally become more loving towards others. But as I become more me, because I am more whole, more accepting, more loving, my world transforms to match who I am. And guess what? Just like this body sitting here is an emanation of who I am, so are all of you. As I call myself forward every single day, I have more to offer and contribute to my whole world, including all of you. Now, you also are the centre of your world, but the parts of you that are in my world are part of me, and the me that's in your world is part of you. So please, be the best self you can be. Call yourself forward and really step into that knowingness. Remember, we can know all of this information unless we act on it, we don't embody it. It stays knowledge. And if knowledge was what created success, librarians would be incredibly successful. It's not about what we know intellectually. It's about who we are. It's about aligning with our true self and then doing all that we do from this presence. There was a quote, I'm not sure if it was Napoleon Hill. He said, people, let me get this right. People don't get rich by doing things, by doing certain things. They get rich by doing certain things in a certain way. People don't get rich by doing certain things. They get rich by doing things in a certain way. I'm not 100% sure it was Napoleon Hill. It was something I've learned in my teachings. So it's not what we do, it's how we do it. You know, there's thousands of people doing the same things day in and day out. They go to work, they do the same thing as the person sitting next to them. And the person sitting next to them is hands down 100 times more successful, even though they're all doing the same thing. Our kids go to school, they're all given the same information. They don't all come out with the same end result. It's not what you do and what access you have to the knowledge, it's what you do with that knowledge that matters. I've been sharing in here for 14 weeks now. I've had very little interaction, which tells me either people aren't watching it or they're not applying and commenting on what they're doing. You must apply the knowledge and live it from your core, from your center, from your beingness to become a deliberate creator. So many people have taken courses in deliberate creation, have read books, have been on YouTube hour after hour after hour after hour and nothing changes. So they give up. They say deliberate creation is a crock, doesn't exist. I'm not a creator, I'm a victim. And it's because they've got a program that's running in their subconscious that keeps them doing the same thing day in and day out. Even though they want to do something different, they want to think differently, their habits are so set in stone that they keep doing the same thing over and over. I set up this group so that we had accountability, so we could all interact and share. We could support each other to live our goals. Just saying, just saying. There is a time for everything and everybody has their time. When you decide it's your time to be ready and to play full out, I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, I'm going to keep sharing in here because it makes me feel good to offer increase, and I hope that it's offering increase to some of you. What I've shared in here, you know, I've paid a good sum for. I've been studying this material now for more than 12 months. And it's my absolute burning passion to empower the world to step into their truth. Because I know once people are empowered and they understand they're actually creating their world and they know how to do it, the world will transform, and it'll transform very, very quickly. In the meantime, I'm having lots of fun, and I hope you are too. So big love to you all. Have an absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll see you again live next week. Bye for now.